I had this system in my mind that I'm never gonna lose too much money. But that was the lowest point. Getting up at 7:30 in the morning to get on your phone to check out greyhound racing in Australia that you're not even watching.
You said you've got a weird addiction.
Well, yeah, I've got quite an addictive personality. I've just learned to deal with it. So, on the gaming front, somebody will say, "You should play that Olympics game. It's really good and addictive." So I'll download it instantly. I'll play it for like 8 hours, and then I'll feel dirty because I'll be just like, "You've just wasted 8 hours of your life." The worst addiction I had of serious note was, and me and a mate were going down to London for to do the Jack the Ripper walk. We've been planning it for years. And
for years?
Yeah.
What do you mean for years?
Like we just always wanted to go and do the Jack the Ripper walk, and have a night, a couple of lads, and lads about the town on a Jack the Ripper walk. We just really wanted to do it. So we got
people
on the train.
plan weddings for years.
Why didn't you just go?
And the fact that
Just never got around
just
to
because you want to do it doesn't mean you're planning it. I imagine you with a big fucking cop style whiteboard.
We did, because we did the one that you pay for, and then I did my own one. I was like, it's better than that, but I.
Hang on.
Yours was better.
Yeah.
What do you
They didn't do it in order when I went on it.
You did your own tour.
No, it's just me and my mate.
What do you mean you did your own one? You just planned the route.
I just mapped it out with a map. And,
okay.
The one that they make you pay for is crap. It's all aimed to end up at this pub, and so they can sell you bloody tour guides. It's not, it's not the, what do they call it? The canon of the murders and the chronological order.
Okay.
So we went and did one ourselves.
Okay. So you went down there, and then what was your?
So basically, the addiction was I got addicted to gambling in the sense that I wasn't happy in my job. So I've got quite a creative mind. So I'd come up with loads of ideas how you could make yourself rich so you didn't have to work in this job anymore. And I remember it doesn't matter now because I don't do the police. I remember one night I was a night DC. So that means like you're in charge of the area and, you're just on the end of a radio. But it was a Tuesday night, nothing happened. But I had a busy 8-hour shift because I had a piece of paper and I was working out how a tenner, you can turn it into £1 million through betting. So I had this system where if you just split it into £5, first pound on that £5, keep trying to double it, but if it fails you can go back to the other 5. Anyway, spent 8 hours, it never worked.
What are you talking about, roulette?
No, it's just like you have a £5 and you bet on United to beat somebody,
right?
And you add in all the obvious teams, so you'd basically get it up to a double. So if you get you turn your £5 into a tenner really, and then you turn your tenner into 20, into 40, and after about 15 bets you're a millionaire.
Right.
So it never happens because no one's ever done it. So I got quite into this rut. And then I found greyhound racing, but it wasn't just normal greyhound racing. It was Australian greyhound racing. It was New Zealand greyhound racing. It was any country in the world that had greyhound racing because you could bet on it 24/7. And I was literally like, it just, that whole trip, he's talking to me on the train and I'm just like, I remember vividly, I was just on my phone, when you're talking to someone, you're not really listening.
Yeah.
And I was just doing greyhound racing all the way there, all the way back. And it went on for about 2 weeks and I lost about 300 quid because I was only betting like a couple of quid because I had this system in my mind that I'm never gonna lose too much money. But that was the lowest point, getting up at 7:30 in the morning to get on your phone to check out greyhound racing in Australia that you're not even watching. It's just there on your phone updating.
What made you think that you had some kind of knowledge of these greyhounds?
I didn't. I just used to pick somebody that was like 3-1 or 2-1. The system was always bet somebody on 2-1, and it worked quite well with horse racing. I used to just, if you've got 15 horses, I used to just pick the horse that was 10-1.
Right.
And you could do this thing on Betfair. You probably still can. It's called lay betting. So if you lay £10 on the 10-1 horse and it doesn't win, you get 20 quid. The problem is, if it wins, you have to pay 100 quid because it's a 10-1 winner.
Oh, right.
I got quite deep into it.
Yeah. No, I'm intrigued by it.
Thankfully, I didn't lose loads. I think my out point was Chelsea against somebody in the FA Cup final, and some Chelsea fans will know. It was the first half. They were playing somebody shit in the final. I think it might have been Wigan or someone.
Yeah. And
I basically bet 200 quid that Chelsea'd score in the first half, and it was 0-0 at half time, and Chelsea'd missed a couple of sitters, and I was just like, you've got to get out. You've got to get out.
Yeah. What, and was it easy for you to stop?
I've never gambled since, really.
Really?
No.
Well, me and Steve...
too addictive personality to do it. So I avoid things that are going to make me be like that.
I've got a very addictive personality. Weirdly, because obviously Pieface came on and he was speaking about his gambling addiction. gambling's never gripped me like that. Never really got me. Plenty of other things have, but not that. Have you? Can you explain? Because Mark was talking about his system, the fiver thing.
Yeah.
We were talking about this in the pub the other day, and this sounds like this is a way to always win on roulette, but no one does it.
Yeah, it's because
Is this the black and red thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no,
The doubling thing.
Well, this is you're probably going to explain exactly what I was trying to do by 2-1 bets in football.
Yeah, so it's similar logic. You've got almost a 50-50 chance on roulette if you're going to choose a colour or odds or evens or whatever, but you just stick to the same thing, never sway. So say I'm going to go black. If I put £1 down on black and we lose, I just put £2 down on the next black and we lose. I've lost £3. Then I put £4 down on the next.
This is it.
I've lost £7. Then I'm going to have to put £8 down. So you double your money every single time. I've got to put £8 down on the next. I've lost £15. I've got to put 16 down. I then win that £16 one, which meant I won £32. But I've already lost. In reality, I've bet 31. So I've won £1. So whatever your first bet is,
so you could do that
you
with a
will
tenner.
win back. If you've got enough money to consistently get it wrong and eventually get it right, then you're guaranteed money.
So why do more people not do that then?
Because although roulette over 1,000 spins is likely to come out almost 50-50 on red and black, you will get the occasional 15 reds in a row. And by 15 reds, you've spent so much money.
Yeah.
Think of doubling 1 and then doubling the 2, doubling the 4,
What would it
doubling the
actually
8,
be? Let's work it
16.
out though.
1 times 2, so that's 2 spins.
Yeah.
Times 2, 3. Times 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Oh God, it's going to
13,
be mental, isn't it?
I think you can be a millionaire. can't you?
15, we've lost. If 15 go in a row, we've lost £16,384.
Trying to
if
win
we
a
then
quid.
win the next one, we'd win £1 back. But you had to put a £16,384 bet down. So that's why no one does it. Because it does occasionally go wrong.
And also, the thing is, you're going to get your money back, but what's your end game? Because then you're only going to
£1 up.
double your pound, aren't you?
Yeah.
And what you want to do is try and keep doubling it up.
Yeah,
You need 15 reds in a row, don't you?
Yeah. You just need it to keep going.
But say you did it with a tenner, and that would be 160,000, right?
Mm.
Say you did it with a tenner, then when you win that £10, you withdraw the 10, and then you keep doing it and taking the tenner every time. Just
The
free
answer
money.
is there's no system.
There must be a system though.
I mean, there's so many things that you can do for horse racing and these trackers that you can bet at the right time and all sorts. But I don't know anybody. I mean, I suppose if you were good at it, you wouldn't tell anybody, would you?
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know any system that.
Nah, I'm sure there's people who are always.
I know a lot of
thinking
people who gamble and they enjoy it, though, and I'm not going to knock people for that. I mean, a lot of people are like, "Oh, it should just be banned." Well, let's ban alcohol. Let's ban everything. You know, some people can gamble and they enjoy it, and some people just gamble on the Grand National and they enjoy it, and some people just do it on the football because it makes it more enjoyable. When I used to bet on the football, it did make League One and League Two and the Chinese League and more interesting.
Yeah.
But I just take it too far. But some people can just have, they have little, bets with their mates and stuff. So I'm not against it. But for certain personalities, I think you're just better off. Not trying to win the system. Just do it for fun.
Oh yeah, exactly that. If you have a flutter, if you can, and then as soon as it starts becoming a problem, as they say, when the fun stops, stop.
Definitely.
I won my biggest bet I ever won was my first ever bet in a bookies, and I put 50p. I won 500. I won 500 quid from a 50p bet. So what was that? 100,000 to 1, wasn't it? 1,000 to 1.
Solid bet.
It was a 12-game accumulator, both teams to score, and I needed Blackpool to score. I think they were in the Prem at the time, and it was the 94th minute, and they got a penalty, and I think DJ Campbell slot that in. So I scored, and then my mum come up, and I was like 18, and she said, "You're in the money. You're taking me to Wetherspoons." So we went to Wetherspoons, had a steak. You ever been in a fist fight?
Yeah, I've been in quite a few, yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. Oh, it makes me laugh. I mean, I don't want to go down the
Oh, here we go.
I don't want to go down the DT route because it's buried and you can go and live in his cage. But